Vlog number 1 for today. How to survive worst of worst. I've been attacked 7 years now with different kind of sound booming, like binaural beats, like soundtracks, and the worst kind of words in between. And that's been going on for 7 years now. And I've talked to police about it, but they cannot surveillance the midair, the control of drones that shoots those sounds. No one else in the room hears those things but me. They say I'm schizophrenic, but I'm not sure. It might be just my birthplace and directed sound. It's like, well, you can gather that vibration of earth and change the frequency with seashell kind of shapes, and you can get unlimited battery for quite easy with forms. Modern day science, they don't cut all. If Tesla energy transfer would have been approved and not the Edison style, the DC and wired, the understanding of energy would be much better than they teach in the schools right now. And well, it's been this 7 years non-stop violence towards me. It's almost like the guy who molested me as a kid. It's almost like his revenge on me, and the worst words what they boom with those soundtracks included. It's so annoying, and I survived when I was 5 years old, but the 7 years non-stop violence, except in Greece, there was peace. Suddenly all voices went off, and I don't know. I still live. Many people who have invented the free energy devices, they just vanish. And there is some rumors going on about those, but it's kept in silence with ridiculous laughing stock, foil tin hat things. It's like somebody stole God, most normal thing in the universe. And the powerful as a word, all the feelings behind it. It's like people feel God within, and with very little differences between religions, they have kept the promised land under war like whole history. And that's like the same God, but just slight differences, and they kill each other. And many people take life as a granted, but life should be appreciated. And I'm a homeless hobo junkie, and if I bring the free energy for all with automated food that I learned in Seamk that is already possible 7 years ago, and then started the warfare where I try to bring peace towards maybe some Illuminati kind of society who attack me with the hold of material, and I'm like trying to give it a peace option within middle of warfare that's happening. And they say not in Finland. Finland is the most pitch black place soul-wise, because, well, if you don't go to school, police will come and take you there. So they hammer the boxes inside heads, and each neural network nervous system are unique. Even identical twins don't have same thoughts. They have different point of view in the world, and all that kind of depression and mental illnesses that Finland shines at as a happiest country in the world with free information for all. So no lies or propaganda here, or is it top notch? It's always whole history. It's like they are diminishing energy towards balance. Which balance? That's tricky part. But all affect all, Galaxy Group tells. And basically you can sum the whole universe to a circle. Maybe that's just for me because I was born in 3rd of July in Circle Road. And there is like these jingle bells on the logo and river wall that combined can bring the free energy. And I was like, yeah, birth is a miracle. It is cool to be alive. Not taking life as granted. And this system, I'll bet the thought reading, it's an old trick back in the 70s when the radio came along, and Turing machines and all that kind of shit. They could break the data carried with radio frequencies to the filter, and if you don't believe the news, you argument yourself to believe that. And Finland is really big conspiracy country. I don't think it's because of me. It's because the science is so calculated with Moore's law and all that shit. I don't remember, was it Elon Musk or Steve Jobs who said, or Bill Gates, that if you try to do 20 years of work in 5, but you do it in 10, is that a success or failure? But the whole advancement with science, it's hoax. It brings the feeling that maybe now time is so advanced that whole history with examples isn't anymore going on. But the circle, it is like harmonic and balanced shape. That's why the universe can be summed into circle. Or, well, I think the 19 circles, flower of life, that is more likely the universe, because, well, all the crossroads, like aligning with soulmate, cross, it's a religion, but it's a stolen symbol of crossroad. And swastika, luck symbol, also stolen. But the cross is like, hey, there was a rumor about this guy. He said he's God. So his own people killed him. And whole religion is kind of based on that. And that's like, because God, of course, God lives also. Of course. It's the most normal thing. And it is like many ways God influences the energy, but also as a living being. And the whole history tells that if somebody brings light, alignment, enlightenment, ways to prepare for reincarnation, so to do others what you would like them to do to you. It's like YOLO nowadays. You only live once. That's kind of true, but then it's true again and again and again, like evolution tells. And the most basic thing is turned upside down. So only those big plans, long-sighted plans, they are for bloodlines that have harnessed the material power. And because of YOLO, nobody really walks their path with big plan. Because it doesn't matter if it's a 1,000 years plan, like common legend dragon, also in the Johannes ilmestyskirja End of the World, but in each culture there is a dragon. And you just need cow, electric eel from the sea, and some GMO that was taught to me in high school, and then some bird's bone structure, and maybe some narrow it down to certain parts. And there you have a dragon. That's my big dream. And it doesn't matter if I don't live to see that as Niilo. Because if I can set things in motion towards that, even each step towards that is closer. And because of reincarnation, which is the base, looks like every other animal knows that shit. They work and choose in each moment in their environment like they are holding the planet lifeful. But this bullshitted animal named human. We disrespect life in many ways. Handy animals don't eat meat, for example. And the thing is, we are consumers. What? Consumers. And the thing is, humans that block environmental circulations and bring foreigner species to environment they are not meant to be. Those kind of things are really messing the liveful planet. And because of we got thumbs and we can use tools and write down with precise grip. How have we as a species gone like this upside down that whole history is bullshit? We try to kill whole land life because we think we understand a lot better than any other animal, and we feel the superiority because of thumbs. But what we do with it, it's like as a mass we are not better than seagulls. And how to get everyone appreciate life, any kind, even human lives. So if the energy source comes from me, homeless, hobo, junkie, all those, also son of 2 teachers, and well, I got different kind of money with different kind of dynamic. Material money, it kind of is just loaned with interest, so it's all minus. And they think it's good motivation for people to do whatever they like, jobs and hurry and stress. And the best kind of art comes from within. It doesn't get motivated by money. But money is just minus with interest. That's all digging a hole. And the thing is with spiritual and well, all knowing is physical, but it is constructed by spiritual knowledge. So there is a like, who am I behind the eyes? Own unique energy being attached to this same one energy, which usually goes to the balance. And of course there is each moment new, and choices gotta be made. So free will actually isn't that free, because it's must. If you don't make a choice, that's a choice. So there must be that simple, but there gotta be a point. So free will, navigating choice by choice in the constant change and always new. I see the consumer fresh and new and shiny material things obsession if they take life as a granted. So each new moment alive is like it's so amazing. And I try to choose at my best every moment. And who doesn't do that? Because everybody does that. But if you, like physically, if you add stress and haste, which is nowadays problem, you firstly cortisol blocks half of your brain, not at use at the moment. And the haste is like, yeah, you gotta choose now. Don't think about, because thinking is also a choice. And before doing some rash actions with stress and haste, it's like the system kind of forces you in cortisol blocked brain. It's like you don't access memories at the moment because of stress, and then the haste on top of that. It's like I now can mass of disrespecting life and non far-sighted choices. It seems like the ones who know the truth, they direct sound, so they know the unlimited energy source that could be available for all 8 million freed humans. There's a power, because also we are social animals, and the working together is always bringing great things. Like one ant, but take a nest of them, and those people, those can construct all the corridors and so on. With what communication? Yeah, and because of the dimensions missing in consciousness, consciousness is built from nervous system, and it's like you do changes. You can in a moment you can choose like surprising things. There is of course rules and means to bend them, but I used words as a thinking mechanism. That was taught how to express love to me when I was a kid, and at the therapy I got all the consciousness building tricks and tips, meditation as a kid. So I know myself and my limits, and also what's behind those limits. Because words, those dead languages I would like to research, because they are dead for a reason. And the history, for example, America finding Columbus, there was humans, they were called Indians. They had this culture, and they named many spiritual creatures that aligns with Western sciences, circulations, and they also knew that elämänkoulu, kallu, those trolled words in Finland, they have a bad taste. But what else than learning life, experiencing each new moment? And the thing is, those life lessons, your brain flips the image upside down because when it is upside down because of the optics of eye, and there is a lot of functions with no worldly explanation, and some of it plays well with the universe. Also, the nervous system growth is like you see through your own life. You see the world each moment differently. So the life lessons are the pre-choiced things in reincarnation. You choose what you want to learn, what you want to construct as you. And then when you have learned your pre-choosed things, you are closer to real you, the unique energy being. And the thing is, you have body, but the first religions, the Vedas, they already cut wings of many butterflies, telling that you are only that big from what you read each moment. Because after those pre-choiced learnings, constructions of self is constructed, your mind still plays well with the universe. Your nervous system is more like true you. And the moments that drops, because, well, all is dropping, those are starting to align with you. It's like when you graduate from the school of life, you never do. That's the thing until you die, and then there is truth. But because the dimensions are blocked from consciousness, you really don't construct with self, with strength, that kind of pieces within mind that could be done. If somebody says someone is somebody's soulmate, because those pacts also are pre-choiced, but you of course need to know the energy being to align the roads. But that kind of thing is nowadays hoo-ha, and it is like very very weird that the basic truth is simple. It's to the balance, all affect all, and who am I? Find out. Universe seeking itself. Because it's unique energy being to because energy does not appear or lose. It just changes form and moves, and it's to the balance, evolve, to the balance, evolve, and some circumstances provide more like support to certain kind of balances. I would like to do flower of life shaped CERN and energy catheter, because certain circumstances allow some balanced, complicated things to exist. In universe there is like quite big range and distance between certain kind of circumstances, so the certain kind of balanced pieces of energy, they don't appear or they don't get to build. So with 19 circles of different circumstances and short enough distance to create for globe tellus kind of circumstances withstanding balanced completeness, they don't universe doesn't allow those to happen without a little help. And that's also one thing I wanna set motion to, because, well, as a human being, I think the basic truth is taken away, and whole history seeks the truth. There is a lot of scientific theories about many things, but evolution, that look like a reincarnation. Like, yeah, but it is so hoo-ha, because the inner drive for good, that you cannot take away. But because we are complex and social animals, the idea what's good and what's bad, that can be altered. That's why there is war in Promised Land. I'll bet on those longitudes the compressing, harnessing the Earth's vibe and compressing it with certain kind of shapes, because the geometry, the globe measurement, the Giza pyramids, and so on. I'll bet it's most effective and easy at those longitudes. Also, I don't understand the erosion of Sahara or Nevada, because beaches have sand. That I understand. The waves polishing the little blocks of stones to sand. But like one man marching doesn't collapse a bridge, but take a company and same pace. That just might. And if there is like weaponized vibrational things long ago, those deserts might actually were metropolitans. Because I really don't understand the erosion behind Sahara or deserts. Usually they are like weird that they have formed like that, but with certain kind of vibrational weapons, I'll bet you can micro macro demolish. And of course they save Kisa and long distance plans. Hey, let's create like that shapes as a tombs, the other pyramids. Takes many thousands years. Yes, but this Giza, it's aim for the belt, and it's universal language data bank, and also maybe God reincarnates near to it, so he can construct nervous system that knows these kind of things. Yeah, they are also Nurmo Seinäjoki flags and Circle Road. It seems like I'm God. No kidding. If you think God is prophesied each time he reincarnates, I'll bet someone who tries to diminish the light and enlightenment, because I believe that enlightenment is the base state of mind. But it's like fusion ha with universe when you have constructed the pre-choiced constructions to the nervous system. And because now your filter of reality is constructed like you kind of filter your kind of things from the moments. But it also, it's like a subconscious is powerful tool. After the constructions of pre-choiced constructions, it becomes even more powerful, because now you are so-called praying, subconscious is praying for the next construction, and also the growth supports that, and the filter supports that. But you don't really wanna choose other Even if you know the choices around, you don't want to take a step. But because of those dimensions of nervous system are calculatedly blocked and cut, it is like somebody who knows the truth keeps the long distance plans as their luxury, but they do it with bloodlines, and reincarnation doesn't work like that. There is many mass extinctions, so its own unique energy being are forever. So you cannot eat souls or something like that. It's like this life. It's always full of dangerous and so on, but own unique energy beings are like safe always. Like, well, if you zoom the circle, it's like limitless boundary. Circle is like a fractal with square eating its corners. Not square, actually, because when you eat the first four corners, that of a fractal for forever eating the corners, so there isn't any. Otherwise, it's not. Well, anyways, the thing is that those bloodlines, they have the wealth of material, but the dynamics of my kind of money, which is world shared information and knowledge, how to, it's just plus. When you share, it doubles in the amount. When you know the truth that, well, everybody wants some kind of self to the world, some kind of, and leave a mark on the trail that I have lived. But with these so calculated blocks in nervous system and missing words and that kind of shit, it is quite hard to tell the, for example, the unlimited energy source missing words and science, that electric magnetism, that the calculations in some range, they do work like, yes, but if you block your mind with those calculations, with kind of limping explanations, still the unlimited energy source, it's like blocked from the sight of school learned mind. I did when I was 14 or 13 already know about CERN and how the sensors systems measure the energy amount. They are 0 Kelvin, so the vibration, hey, the heat is one kind, and there is a lot, but missing words, and the movement. That is what energy does, and I don't say that I am genius because I was interested in science that age, and I realized that these are all theories, just theories, and some of them are not complete. And for example, Einstein, the relativity, movement, that's relative, not time. Time is absolute. It happens all at the same time. There is just one now. And he went to the woods with adding space-time continuum, because it's just now and movement. And it might, with that kind of explanation, I don't really understand the whole relativity theory, because, well, theory of all to the balance, and, well, sometimes there is changes, balanced changes, and to make, for example, a choice in a moment, you kind of need to know all, because all affect all. Knowing is wrong word. It's spiritual kind of knowing, because the nervous system, it doesn't. There is a lot of things that I would like to construct, but words won't cut yet, and to make non-loss or add to energy, the change must be balanced. So those changes are being made, and sometimes because of, well, nervous system block, you don't catch your own changes. The oldest religion already cut those butterflies' wings, saying you are only size of what you read from. But it is way beyond, and that is thing. I know nervous system, how it works, and so does the so-called Illuminati, the truth knowers. They think random mind is better than free will, free own will, which is a path of choices in constant change. Navigating. But they break their minds from I don't know, very, very young age, I think they do such bad things that they feel that they see all the choices and they are capable of doing those kind of things that brings their destination. They are like having the luxury of big plans, like putting pharaohs construct pyramids next to Giza. So it's a tool. And because of the broken mind that are capable of doing horrible things to get to the destination, it's I have had mind like that. Not exactly that, but when I was 15, I kind of experimented. I'm very empathic person, so I started smoking, and my mother divorced my father, and there was hassle. And then my mother, he is like extra sensitive on the feeling side. So she cried next to me that why I smoke, that is there something wrong about their teachings, and he cried next to my bed like hours and hours, and at that time I can't help it, the feelings they just come to me, and there was some kind of switch that I couldn't take it anymore, so I kind of put the emotions like off, like empathic things, they stayed, but I could use them really wrong kind of way, like no principles, no values that are navigation tools. And when the pressurized constructs are constructed, you kind of have free will, your kind of free will navigation system. But the modern day hurry and stress do a job, YOLO, that kind of constructs the opposite of always changing moment navigation system. It's like looping from 9 to 5 job that I don't have a lot of examples where someone being in a job that he or she would do even without the payment. That kind of job is aligned with free will. And the void that everybody tries to fill, it is life lessons and new moments and experiencing. But there is like, because the subconscious prays for the next construction to drop as a moment from the universe. It might have just one little nuance of the thing you need to construct the bread choice, to construct. But if you don't construct it, it's not necessary to construct. It's free will. That's because it's mandatory to do. That's kind of point of life, to find out who you are. But if you don't construct it, similar opportunity drops, and you loop that life lesson until you do construct your kind of structure in nervous system. It was before that the madness was doing the same thing over and over again, waiting for different outcome. And nowadays it is kind of doing that weird things that no one kind of understand, and usually those are new kind of things that is getting in existence. And also the nervous system, genetically bendable traits, what your seasoning in the moment is, how much of that is it's capable as visuals. Schizophrenics, they might have visionary hallucinations, but if you understand the mechanism, what feelings brings what kind of hallucinations, can you bend it to victory? Because you might have the nervous system that is capable of season really cool things in your moment. And that is treated with that kind of drugs that are diminishing the inner world. And it is also blocking the capability of harnessing them as a strength. And it's kind of sad, and also it's like those 7 years they have shot me in head constantly with voice drugs and ugly words. So that is kind of keeping me at bay. No peace time for me to construct and meditate and do things, and also the warfare is quite wide. I bet in schizophrenic, for example, they adapt some crossroad things as a sickness. Like if you are like listening to radio news, for example, and there is some sentence that pops up really to you, it's like personal message, It might be pre-choiced with the reporter and you. It might be. But so even if it does pop up, you think, hey, I'm sick and this is not real. Also, music. That's like one of the biggest thing in music that you can relate. But if you take it too personal, you're sick. And music actually is still something that gives opportunity to express the inner self and interaction between all and self. Music still provides the platform to do that and also leave a trail of living like self. And well, my name Niilo, so I like to, of course, find out, hey, who am I? So name goes like that, okay? There is gladness, ilo. And when you listen to songs about like ilo news, it sings about summer, so it's not about Jesus. There is flowers everywhere. Everybody come to sing. And if I'm God, well, those words like kotilo, kotilol, kotilol, ilo words. I was like thinking, gladness is what everybody wants to be. That's why advertisements have smiling people, not crying people. And that's something to strive for. And when the things that seemingly gives that happiness that are fed to you, that these things are the things you need to try for and set destinations and plans. When you listen to songs and seek songs about happiness, I'll bet those are more better advisements than advertisement of new material tech or something like that. There are better ways to gain happiness. You don't need any material for that. And if you seek something like that or something else, I would advise to search those words from songs and what they say about that word. Song science. That's why I think, well, tulkaa kaikki nyt laulamaan. They know the prophecies that, hey, some God, but because constant change, there is many ways to align the paths, but to be born at the circle road with those flags, also baseball championship names, other way around. So the place I was born was Kolini, so I, Niilo, know. There is some new slang, some Da Vinci code of mirror map, and that's in Nurmo, so it's run. and stands for different kind of vibrations like heat vibration and sound and all those. And that's like how to construct this in my brain with two teachers. Okay, I see the blockages, and I also see the means to bend those blockages. But my random mind era was 3 years. I robbed many places in that era. When I turned 18, that era ended. I gained my own values back, and my goodwillness never vanished. That never did vanish. But I was capable of hugging people and steal their wallet pocket and breaking and entering in many shops. I did material damage a lot, but I didn't still go full berserk, because I don't know, but it did get fixed after I turned 18. I have stolen one melting cheese packet and tuna fish can because I was hungry after that. But still, that era of 3 years, that gave the perspective and understanding that random mindedness are capable of doing plans that needs tough choices to be made or horrible choices to be made to achieve. And it is possible to fix it. So I believe that luxury of truth. I believe in humanity still. I cannot lose the hope and trust for another living being. Because kotilol, well, the shapes change the frequencies and compress and direct. That's how I would like to build a home, fully automated food and free energy. And then the 8 million would fix themselves. They do what they will, the real will of their self motivates them to do. And that's something I would like to see to happen. But kotilol. Lot of laughter and lot of love. And home. Because that's also one word to follow in songs. Home. It's like vanished God's kingdom. And many songs sings that they long to there. It's like either it's being, or it sounds like they are singing about death. But in death, it's forced. No changes from there. But see what kind of changes to all you have made. And the longing to home can be both, because if it existed, it is on the other side also. But those song sciences got a lot of free phrases. But it's like two on the platter to me. A rough start, rough midway hopefully. 7 years shot in the head. In the middle of warfare, trying to bring the peace. And well, maybe I release these vlogs someday. Just basic thinking of mine. But against all that material wealth, Illuminati, it's hard. No miracles from here. How to cure cancer? 8 milliard would do that like snap. Like papilloomavirus, kohdunkaulan hetkonen virukset, joo, ei. Tää geeni aktivoitumaan tosta uniikista asiasta syöväs. Joo, syö minut elimistölle. Many pathways to mutate virus like that. With 8 milliard, that would be fast. If they are all freed. No miracles. My birth was a miracle. Or most normal thing. There was this fun TV show about Nipa Normaali, where the guy is only normal in the family, and his family is like superheroes. It was, when I was young, it was a TV show, Nipa Normaali. But maybe it's just schizophrenic haze. Because that's also crazy thing. In that disease, you don't feel sick. Your reality is diminished. It's not right. But if you have constructed your reality on top of miscomprehension or wrongly deduced thing, then I agree that some of the filtering might be off. But to cure that, wouldn't you go back to the root of the problem and deduce it right? And then understand the all wrong comprehensions. Not diminish the inner world. That's like doing more bad in that kind of situation. You need to think more, not less. you need to do thinking work. And they also lock you up so the outer stimulus is also diminished. Like, that's I don't know how doctors, they look at the box fits and the diagnosis made. And it's craziness flipped. And also eugenics of nervous system. Shitty thing. Also, about those dead languages, there is a fun meme, cultural gene, about Latin to die because all summon demons with that. So there might be some spiritual aspects in that language that are needed to kept away from the consciousnesses of modern science to fit better. And because it's so calculated, those dimension blocks in heads, that there is always like backup block. So it's so annoying that consuming, that's like, as a word, kuluttaja, it's like something to be proud of, something like socially very accepted, that if you have the wealth, it's your success and you're successful. And I think all kind of religions, because God is powerful word on the feeling, but the other things around it, what are to kill and die for, those are also quite calculated or diminished. Like there is Krishna consciousness. Also, if I remember right from Gita, Krishna's nicknames were Om and knowledge. And I kind of did born in those kind of things, map saying that I know, and Om, run, and Logos tell there's a bricks that have waves, and then there are shooting bells and anvil of that place. It's like whole universe and kind of from consciousness blocked kind of way, shouting to me It's not rocket science, it's science. Because tree, actually on the circle road, next road was birch tree road. And they lift up water. And on these altitudes, I'll bet that is the best way to achieve the free energy for all, to create kotilomainen seashell kind of forms, to harness and direct the vibration of earth and direct it to structures that are kind of like wood, but with that vibration it pumps water up. So gotta succeed this time, because if I am God, the whole history is kind of killing me every time and and speak bullshit about me. Like, living being, of course. Not just actually every living being is magical creature, and that's one of my biggest points, that I'm a junkie, homeless hobo with some knowledge and capability of doing those. I have over a year ago tried with paper to tell these kind of things. I have left these papers to the midtown and school and that kind of thing, but because the words won't cut and the vocabulary is those boxes, they take you to the calculated destination of science. It's fake progress. And I think that no one even searches for unlimited energy source, or they just are like okay with a bit limping explanations of energy, because the calculations at certain range work quite well. But it is not me against the world. It is me and the world. And what I do, everybody can do. But my name means victory for the people. Let's try to fulfill that. Because ain't we all searching who and what I am? And this 7-year non-stop stimulus with voices and well, it's like a getting gunshot to the head each moment. And I still try to believe in humanity and all living beings, because 8 milliard freed minds, that's something that can't be described. That power, because I like this question, what up, and possibilities. Just one tellus. And as the Giza aims to Orion's belt, there is a lot of possibilities. What up? A lot. And I haven't met any aliens, and all who claims to have met aliens, they look like from this planet mix up or humanoid or something like that. And I'll bet they are like some kind of alternate mind state construction of a plan. And for me, I think in evolution, the revolution of sex that brought the X chromosome, that brought not to multiply self and some plasmid changed or something like that, because to the balance and to the new and new movement capabilities, evolution also goes more complicated way. So that brought platform to genome changes more aggressively. It's between species. The species actually is definition that they can multiply by sex. That's different species are defined that way. So GMO, it's like the natural next step, but for that, all life must be appreciated, and the knowing of truth, the reincarnation, that brings to that kind of point of view, the GMO, that each modification made to the living being, I might be the next in that kind of body. So, to the dragon. Fantasy or cow, electric eel, bird, gigantism, narrowed, basic science. Cow because of the methane. To breathe fire because it's cool. Also it kind of look like every culture's plan or wish